In this video, we're going to cover the new portal, my.ghc.edu, and a couple of ways you can get there, and a couple of the things you can do once you are there. So at the college, it's suggested that our students use Google Chrome because it works very well with Canvas, which is our online learning portal. You can also use Mozilla Firefox. So that's my preferred web browser. So that's what I'm going to use in these videos. Feel free to use Google Chrome if you have it. If you don't have either one, then you'll need to download them. In Windows 10, you have Microsoft Edge and you have Internet Explorer. You can open up Edge or Internet Explorer, and you can click in the address bar at the top. For Google Chrome, we're going to go to www.google.com/Chrome, and that's going to bring you to a Google Chrome download page. Eventually, here we go. And you'll click the blue download button and you'll tell it to accept and install, and you'll follow the prompts. For Firefox, we're going to go to www.getfirefox.com. The same concept. We're going to go to a website. It's going to give us a link to download Firefox. This one is going to download it, and it's going to ask you to run or save, or it should. Let's see what happens here. We can see the little dots going around and around, so it's going out to contact the website. So here it's saying, do you want to run this or do you want to save it? It's just as simple to run it. So you tell it to run, it's going to download the installer, and then it's going to ask you to run again, and you're just going to follow the prompts, taking the positive action. So a positive action is going to be the OK button, the install button, the yes button. The cancel button would be a negative action. So once you've got those downloaded, or one or the other, then you can go to the Grace Harbor College website. So I'm going to go ahead and open up Mozilla Firefox because that is my preferred browser. And it's going to take a couple seconds because this is a very slow machine. And it shouldn't probably take that long, but let's try it again. And then I'll get two windows open. Okay, so now we have Firefox open, and I'm going to click in the address bar. This is the address bar up here, and we're going to type in www.ghc.edu and press enter. And that's going to take us to the Grace Harbor College website. From here, well, maybe www.ghc.edu. There we go. And from here, we're going to click on current students. Okay, current students. Now this website has a lot of information. If we scroll down, we'll see some upcoming events. We'll see some news. You can see a full calendar here on the website. So if we click full calendar, you can take a look and see what's coming up, what things are planned, you know, when days off are going to be, what the first day is, the last day is, so on and so forth. It's just taking forever. There we go. And so here's September. So this is available, and then you can navigate through that using these arrows right here. We're going to go back to the Grace Harbor College website, and we're going to click current students. Once we're here, this is your student portal. This will give you notifications for instructors who are off campus. So today it happens to be 9/20/17, and Brenda Rolfe Maloney is off campus. So it's saying that there isn't any class for her Psych 100 9 a.m., 10 a.m., 11 a.m., and her Psych 250 at 12. So if you have an instructor who is calling off, you're going to see it here. Another way to find that information out is to use the GHC alert system. This is going to let you know if an instructor is off campus or if there has been some sort of delay in classes because of inclement weather, or if there's any other kind of emergency type situation. So you can choose to have a text message sent to your phone or an email sent to any email address that you have, or you could have both. So you would click on the GHC alert and you'll you'll just enter the information and follow the prompts here, okay? So we're going to go back. All right, we're back to the current students portal. You also see that you've got your student records, your student self-service, and a financial aid portal. On the right-hand side, you'll see my GHC student portal. You can also access Canvas from here. We're going to come up here to the my GHC student portal. This is new this year, this quarter. We've changed a couple of things. We used to have what was called choker mail, so you might still see references to choker mail on the website or in other areas. So that is now changed to my.ghc.edu. So it's telling you here that the student email has changed. Okay, choker mail has changed to my GHC email. If you don't know what your email address is, you're going to click Find Your Email. It's going to ask you for your name. It's going to ask you for your student ID. What we've been finding out with this is how they changed it is the first letter of your first name followed by your full last name. Well, some people could have the same criteria, so they've been putting numbers behind certain people's information. So if you're not able to log in with one login, come to the MyGHC portal and click the Find Your Email. That's going to be your login for the computer. It's going to be your login for Canvas. It's going to be your login for email. Okay. The other thing on this portal is the Office 365 download. So you can download a free version of Microsoft Office. It's actually, there's no difference between the paid version and the free version, but because you are a student, you are getting a discounted or a free version of this software that typically runs anywhere between $500 and $600. So it's a good deal. The one thing is it's only good as long as you're registered for classes. So if you're registered for classes and then you graduate and you're no longer registered for classes, then you don't have the subscription to the Office 365 any longer, and you would have to purchase it to get all of those programs. They do have other versions available. They've got like the Word, Excel, PowerPoint, and OneNote version, which is substantially less expensive than all of them. So you would just click the download Office 365 and then follow the steps on that email. I'm sorry, on that page. So if you can't see Office listed, you might have to contact Ralph Hogeboom at 360-538-4187. This is going to walk you through everything you need to get into that free version of Office 365. But right now, we're going to go into student email. So I'm going to go back to the my.ghc.edu. You notice there's two blue buttons up here. One is student email, one is Canvas. We can also get to Canvas from here, from the current student site. So there's a couple of different ways to get to Canvas, or you could just simply go to the website ghc.instructure.com, and I'll show you that here in a second. So let's go into student email. I'm going to click that, and it's going to take us to an outlook.office.com portal, and it wants me to sign in. So I have signed into my account before, so I have mlens at my.ghc.edu. If you haven't signed in on that computer to that account, you'll have a username box. And the username box is this entire thing. So whatever you used to log into the computers on campus is the same thing that you're going to use to log into your email here. So it's going to be your first initial and your last name. If you happen to have a number behind your name, and then at my.ghc.edu. So we're going to click this, just pretending that I've already put it in, and then it's going to ask you for your password. Your password is your first initial and your last initial, and then your entire student ID. Your initials are lowercase. This makes a difference. So we have a case sensitive type situation here. Passwords are always case sensitive. So I'm going to go ahead and now click sign in. And it's going to tell me it's loading Outlook. Now, the first time you log in, first time ever to log into your my.ghc.edu account, you're going to see another screen pop up, and it's going to ask you to choose your language, and it's going to ask you to choose your time zone. So you'll choose your language, and then you'll use the time zone of Pacific time -8. It's going to be UTC -08. 0800 and Pacific time, and that's what you're going to choose for your time zone. And then you'll tell it to save, and it will load this screen for you. Once you're in here, then you'll see any emails that have been sent to you. Typically, administration will use your my.ghc.edu account. Sometimes teachers will use it as well. Financial aid is going to use the my.ghc.edu account in most cases. So it's a good idea to check this account at least once a week so that you're not missing any important news that you otherwise would if you didn't check it. I would actually check it 2 or 3 times a week, or just get used to using it while you're a student here at Grace Harbor College. Okay, so this email is email, and the concept is the same regardless of whether you're using Gmail or Yahoo or Hotmail or Live or your Comcast account. You're going to have specific things that are on the site, and you're going to have a new message, so you can create a new message. You're going to have some folders. You're going to have an inbox. You're going to have sent items, deleted items. You're going to have junk mail. You're going to have trash. Okay, this one is hosted by Microsoft, so they've got a new deal where they focus. You have a focused inbox and an other inbox. So make sure you're checking on both of them so that you're not missing something, because something that's in focused is not going to be in other, and vice versa. Okay. So it comes up to your inbox. It says, Melissa Lynn, student, or, what your name is, student. Up here in the corner, you'll also see this. You can change your password, but just remember that if you change your password here, it changes your password across the whole spectrum. So if you change your password here, that new password is going to get you into your computer. It's also going to get you into Canvas. If you change your password on your computer, it's going to do the same thing. So it would get you into the computer, into Canvas, and into your my.ghc.edu account. Okay, so if you change it in one place, it's going to go through all of them. Just so you're aware of that. There are some setting things up here. We have an Office 365 link. We've got a square of squares. If we click this, it gives us a couple of options. So we're in Mail. We see we have OneDrive. We have some contacts. We have Word, PowerPoint, and Excel. So these are online versions of the programs. They are very helpful if you don't have access to Word or Excel on the computer that you're actually working in. As long as you know your login criteria, you can actually log into your student email from anywhere and access your OneDrive. OneDrive is a cloud-based system where you can save your documents, you can save other things, so that you have access to them regardless of where you are, as long as you have an internet connection. You'll see Word here. So if I click this, it's going to open up a web-based Word portal. and we can create a document. And if I look, it says new in, and it gives me the option for OneDrive. If you have other things installed, you might see a drop down here that gives you the option for like Dropbox or OneDrive or maybe even something else. We can click a new blank document and we can start composing a letter or creating a document. The thing to remember with this is it doesn't have as many options as the actual program Word has. So if you take a look, you've got a few tabs up here. You have 6 tabs: File, Home, Insert, Page Layout, Review, and View. But if we were to open up Word, you would see a lot more tabs than this. So you don't have as many options, but you still have a very sophisticated browser-based word processor using the Word online, or the Excel online for spreadsheets, or the PowerPoint online for presentations. So I'm going to go ahead and close this. We're working in tabs right now. So here is the my.ghc website that we were first on, and then that launched a new tab where I was able to log into my email. And when I clicked on the Word, it opened yet another tab. So if I just close this, it will just go away, and then I'm back to my email. Okay, so now we're going to compose a letter or compose an email. We're going to use the new button up here. Okay, so I'm going to click new, and then over here on this side, it's going to give us an email template. The to field is where you put the email address. So you have to know the email address of the person you're sending to, and you're going to put that there, and then it's going to go to them. The to field is for anybody you want an actual reply from. And then you have a carbon copy or a CC field. So just for an example, we might send myself an email. So I'm just going to send it to melissa.lenz@ghc.edu, which is my normal work email. And then I might say, we're going to carbon copy Diane Smith. And here she is. Okay. So here I've got these two things. And you also notice that I didn't have to put her email in. I haven't used this before, but the way this portal is set up, we have an address book already attached to it, it looks like. So here is a thing. So this person is sending to melissa.lenz, and then she's carbon copying it to one of her bosses. When you carbon copy, this person can see that it's being carbon copied to someone else. Okay, so I'm going to send this email to Melissa, but I'm also going to send it to her boss, and I'm going to let her know I'm sending it to her boss. Could be good, could be bad, we never know. Then there is another thing. There's blind carbon copy, and that it's just what it sounds like. It's blind carbon copy. So if I were to put Diane's name here and take it out of here, Melissa is never going to see that Diane got a copy of this as well. Okay. So this is the to field is to the person you want to send, and you're maybe wanting a response. The carbon copy is informational in most cases. So it's, well, I want you to be aware of this, but I'm not necessarily needing some sort of response from you. And then the blind carbon copy is, I want you to know about this, but I don't want the person that I'm sending it to know that I'm sending this to you. Okay. So those are the differences between the to field, the carbon copy field, and the blind carbon copy. And then we have add a subject. So every email, I don't care how frivolous it is, should have a subject. And it doesn't matter if it's just the word hi or what have you. If you try to send an email without a subject, the program is going to come back and it's going to say, you don't have a subject. Are you sure you want to send it that way? You could tell it yes, but just general netiquette dictates that you have some sort of a subject, and it should be pertaining to what is ever in the email. Should be. It doesn't have to be, but it should be something so that the person who's getting the email can look at it and say, oh, they want to know about this, or oh, this is about class, or oh, they have a question about this. It can be one word, it can be a couple of words. Don't make it too long. It can be short, but don't make it too long, because then why even send the email? So we would say something like class. Here we go. That's my subject. Then I want to go down into the body of the message so that I can I can ask my question, or I can let the person know what I'm thinking. We always want to have a greeting. So if you're emailing a single person, you might say, "Hi, Melissa," or, "Greetings, Melissa." I try to stay away from "dear" just because that seems like a term of endearment. So I usually don't do that, but I'll say greetings if I'm emailing multiple people, because I don't want to say hi, Melissa and Diane. I might just say greetings so that encompasses everybody. So we might say, "Hi, Melissa. I wanted to let you know that everything is okay." And then I might use something like an emoticon, a smiley face. I don't really want it to be a smiley face. I just want it to be the colon and the closing parenthesis versus having an actual graphic there. Those need to be used sparingly as well. The one thing with email that we have to remember is it's very tough to convey our tone. We could be joking about something, and the person who is reading it could be construing it as something completely different, that you might actually be serious about what you're joking about. So we might put a smiley face there just to make light of the situation, to let that person know that we're actually, just, there's some little sarcasm there. There should be a sarcasm font, but there isn't. There's a little sarcasm there, or something that you're just joking about something. Or, you could put a frowny face. That means you're frowning. You're kind of sad about something. And it's like, it's great that school has started again, but that means summer is almost over. And then I might put a frowny face, oh my gosh, a frowny face. I really don't want to miss my summer, but I'm going to. So, I'm sad about that. You could do like a wink, or, something like that. But you want to make sure that you're not using them excessively, just because it's just not professional to do so. So you want to be careful about those kind of things. But you have to remember about the tone. And then once you're done with your message, then you're going to have a closing, and you might say, "Thank you for your time," or, "Talk later," or "Have a great day." And then you're going to close with your name, and then you'll close with your name. So you should have a greeting. You should have, your general email. "I'm going to be late for class," or "I'm not going to make it to class," or "I have a question about this. Could you help me?" And then "thank you," or "talk later," or "hope to hear from you soon," and then your name. That is general netiquette for corresponding in an online environment. We get really lax about those types of things, but I think your instructors will appreciate it if you take the time and put all of these things in your email and your correspondence to them. And this goes for Canvas messages as well. It's still considered a message, so you should make the effort to have your greeting, your question or your comment, and then a closing, a salutation, and your name. That's really all you need to send a message. You'll notice at the bottom here that we have some formatting features. So we could bold something, we can italicize something, we can change the font color. It's not needed. You don't need those things, but they're there to kind of make it look a little better if you choose to use it. I very rarely ever use these. I'm not in it to make things pretty. I just want to get my point across, okay? Then at the bottom, you'll see the send button and a discard button, but you'll also see a couple of these little icons, okay? The paper clip indicates that you want to attach something, a file, attach a PDF, which is a document, a Word document, a picture. So, you know, you could be like, well, I've got the assignment done to this point, but I can't figure out how to go any further. And I would say, well, can you send me what you have so I can take a look at it and tell you where you might need to go? This is where you would attach the file. So when we click this button, it's a little paper clip, by the way. And so if you think about the concept of a paper clip in real life, you know, you would take a couple pieces of paper and you would put a paper clip on top, and that would clip them together so we know that they belong together. This is the same concept. So I want to paper clip this file to this email so that you can have a copy of it, okay? When I do that, this screen pops up. And the first place it goes is to the OneDrive. Okay, OneDrive again is a cloud storage type thing, and that's where we can save things, or we can come over here where it says computer. Okay, so if I tell it that I want to look on my computer, that's where I can find my flash drive, or I can find my documents. If I click on documents, I can say, okay, I want to attach this document to this email, and I would click it and then say open. And then I say attach as a copy. And then what it's going to do is it's going to upload that document to the Outlook server that we're logged into, and it puts it here in my email. Okay, now I can have 2 or 3 documents or 10 documents. I could have 1 document, it doesn't matter. It's very small, so we have 14 KB, and we haven't really talked about that yet, but that's a very small size. If you say, oh wait, that's not the document that I meant, we have this X that we can click and it'll just take it out of there. Okay, I'm going to go back and put it back in. And here's computer. And then we've got Spanish dialogue. I'm going to put it back in and attach as a copy. Okay, so here it is again, and you saw that blue line. That was uploading that to the site. So when you upload something, you're taking it from the local computer, which is the computer you're working on, and you're putting it on a web server somewhere away from your computer. And then if we click this little drop down, it gives us more options. We can preview the document, we can upload it to OneDrive, or we can download it. So we've already got it on our computer, we don't need to download it. But at this point, I could just click the send button, and that's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to click send, and it's going to go to my other email. Once I've clicked send, I can go to my sent items, either under favorites or under this one. It doesn't matter, they're the same thing. So if I click sent items, I'm going to see the one that I sent yesterday and then one that I sent today. Okay, so these are my sent items. Now I'm going to go to the other computer that I have my my.ghc.edu set up on, and I just received it. And I've got the email. It says Spanish dialogue. And now I'm going to reply to it. So I'm going to reply, and I'm going to say, hi, Melissa. It's nice to hear from you. And thank you for the document. I hate that summer is almost over too. All right, so now I'm going to send that. Now I'm going to go back to my inbox over here, and I should be getting an email. So here's the email that I just sent back to my other address. So I can click on this, and then I can read it, and it says, hi, Melissa, it's nice to hear from you, and thank you for the document. I hate that summer is almost over too. Talk soon, Melissa Lenz. Okay, so here, if we wanted to keep carrying on a conversation with this person, we could reply. We could reply to the message. And so if I click this, all right, if I click this, then I have reply, reply all, forward. So if I just click reply, it's only going to reply to the person to whom it was sent and then sent back. So this is in the to field, okay? In the to field, it does not go to the carbon copy. So if I wanted to reply to everyone that received the email, I would click the reply all. Okay, and then it's going to say, to Melissa Lenz, and then because Diane was in the blind carbon copy, then she would get a copy too. Okay, sometimes reply all is a little sketchy. You want to make sure that you're using the correct option. If you reply, it only replies to the people in the to field. If you reply all, it replies to everybody who received the email to begin with. So, that might not be a good thing. You might not want to reply all to everyone. You might want to just reply to the people who sent it or to the person who sent it. And then we have what's called a forward. So you want to let someone else in on this email that it wasn't sent to begin with. And so you would go ahead and say forward. So let's do that. Let's discard this one. And then we are going to click on the drop down and we're going to say, I want to forward this. So here we're going to forward. And so what it does is it gives you a blank to field, but a copy of the message is in, a copy of all the messages is in the body of the message. So here I could say, I want to send this to a different email address because she wasn't in on the action, okay? And then we can tell it's a forward because we have an FW. Okay, and then we can click the send button. Now I could also add something here. Hi Melissa, take a look at the messages below. And if I could type today, it'd be great. Below, and let me know your thoughts. Okay, talk soon, Melissa. And then I would send it. So I'm going to go ahead and send it. So there we've covered creating a new message, replying to a message, and then forwarding a message. We've also talked a little bit about, netiquette. We need to be careful with tone. If we're going to do something or say something that might be construed one way, we want to make sure that the reader, that the recipient understands that it's actually it's something else. It might be a joke or whatnot. So that's your email. You should be familiar with it. If you have questions, you need to contact me, melissa.lenz@ghc.edu, or contact your instructor if I'm not that person, and we'll be able to help you out with the email portion of your account. So we're going to go back into the Office. If we come over here, we can also access the Office from the Office 365 in your email. So if we click this right here, we'll see basically the same thing we would see if we logged in from the other screen. And we have this over here. Eventually, when it pops up, you can see it's still going around and around. I have this, it says install software. I don't have a license for the software because I have a license through my being an instructor, so I don't have one through being a student. But if I were to click install software, you should see Office 365 here on this new screen that's going to pop up. I just have the OneDrive app, but you'll see Office 365, and then you'll see a button that says install. One thing that you need to be aware of is if you have an older version or a different version of Office on your computer, you'll probably want to uninstall it so that they don't conflict with one another and there isn't a problem. So if you have an old version like Office 2010 or Office 2013, it just depends on the class that you have. You might not want to uninstall it at all because if you paid for that, you have it. But if you're taking a class that requires you to have the newest version of Office, and you'll need to uninstall that and then install the new one. And you'll do that through the control panel, through the programs and features button, and then you'll find Office in there and take it out. Restart the computer, and then you'll be able to go in and install this software. And if you have any questions on that, honestly, if you have any questions on that, you can talk to me. You can talk to Jason Davison in the open lab on the 3rd floor of the Man Speaker building. You can talk to Ralph Hogeboom. He is in the 800 building. I don't know his office number off the top of my head, but if you go into the 800 building through their main entrance off of off of the Commons, he's back at the back and to the left. But you can contact anybody about that and they'll be able to help you get that installed. And if you have a laptop, you can just bring the laptop to campus and we'll help you take care of that. So that is email. That's the my.ghc portal. It's changed for this year. And you know, you're gonna want to get used to it. You're gonna want to use the email. We're gonna go back into the portal, and I said we'd talk a little bit about Canvas. So I'm gonna go ahead and click on the Canvas link here, and that takes us to, if we take a look at our website here, it takes us to ghc.instructure.com. So if you just open up a browser and you type in the address box ghc.instructure.com, it's going to bring you to this web portal. Okay, it tells you exactly here what you need to do. Student login. You're going to use the my.ghc email address. Okay, so that's going to be your first, whatever you use to log into the system and to log into your email is what you're going to use here. Mine's a little different. I'm an instructor, so they have my first name and my last name, and then my password. So you're going to type the first initial, last name at my.ghc.edu, and then the password is your first initial, your second initial, or your last initial, and then your entire student ID. Then you're going to log in. And it's going to take you to your dashboard. So your dashboard is going to show the different classes. Now, you know, if you don't see a class there that you're actually enrolled in, that's one of two things. It means that the instructor doesn't use Canvas, or the instructor has not published the class yet. So don't be too concerned about it unless, you know, you go to class and the instructor says, has everybody been on Canvas? Your class isn't showing in Canvas. But you can also look by going to courses. So if we click on courses, by default, you should see the classes that you're enrolled in, but sometimes they don't always show up. So if we go to all courses, we can see all the classes that we've been enrolled in the past. So I could say, oh, here's one that's not showing up. I could click this, you know, CIS. This is actually for fall 16. This was last year. But, you know, here's the other one. Where is it? This is the fall 17. This is the lab for this class, but I didn't publish this because there's no credit for the lab. You only get credit for the lecture portion of the class. But you know, if something's not showing and it should be, you can put a check mark here, or click on the star, and then it'll show up in your dashboard. So I did that. Now I'm going to go back to my dashboard. Now I have the 3 classes there. I'm going to go back and take that back out just because I'm not going to use that. So I'm going to go back into all courses. I'm going to take that check mark out. This is the lab. And then I'm going to go back to my dashboard again. All right. When you're in Canvas, you see the dashboard, you see the classes that you're enrolled in. This blue strip on the left-hand side is the navigation for Canvas as a whole. Okay, so we can go to courses, we can go to our calendar, we can go to our inbox. Okay, we can go to account. So if I click on account and I say settings, I can add a picture. I can add an avatar is what this is called. If I hold my cursor, I see this pen. Okay, if I click this, I can change the settings. So I can choose a picture and choose a picture from your pictures, or find something online that you like, and then you'll upload it. Okay, so all of your information's here. We can also find notifications. So by default, you get notified when an instructor, sorry, my cat's scratching the door. An instructor grades a paper, when a new set of content is applied, things of that nature. So you can set those. There we go. So you can set those if you want. I have some set, some of them are not. So you can go in and you can change those and then you know, do what you need to do there. So we're going to go back into the dashboard, and my computer is really slow. And then we're going to go into a class. So this is a class that I'm teaching this quarter. So I'm going to go ahead and click on that. And when I do, you're going to notice that the blue bar stays here. And then we're going to have another little navigation. Now this navigation is for, I'm going to show you what it's going to look like to you, because you won't see the grayed out things here. I'm going to show you what it's going to look like for you. So this is what you'll see. You'll see the navigation for the class. So this is navigation for Canvas, and this is navigation for whatever class you're currently clicked into. So you'll see the class up here, okay, and then you'll see the navigation. It says Fall 2017, and here's the class name, and then I have mine set to go straight to the syllabus so that the student sees it every time they log in. And as you scroll down, you'll see different things, and then you'll see a list of the assignments that are coming up. So this class is not completed yet, so there's still quite a few. If you go home, it's going to take you right back to the syllabus. Then you know you have announcements. By default, when an instructor creates an announcement, you will get a notification that there's an announcement. And when you come in here, you'll see the announcement with a 1. So you'll see something like that, and then you'll see what the announcement is. When an instructor grades something, you'll get a notification, and there'll be, when you come into Canvas, you'll see a number here. So you can see 1, 2, 10, 15, just depending on, you know, how much the instructor has graded for you. Modules, that's where all the work is. So if we go to modules, we're going to see the different tasks that you have to do. So like this one, this is just the first in a long lineup. And so it says it's been viewed. And then this one will be completed. See, I've got a check mark here. Got a check mark. This one will be completed when I submit it. Okay. And then this one will be completed when I mark it as done. This one will be completed when it's submitted. So I'll get a check mark that'll keep track of where I've been, what I've looked at, what I've submitted for myself. Okay. So that's Canvas. If you need to email an instructor, we're going to click on the inbox. Oh, I need to leave the student view first. There we go. We're going to go to the inbox. And then up here, we have this little leaf, okay? It's supposed to be, I guess, a writing quill. So we're going to click on that, and this is going to give us a compose message box. So I'm going to select the course. If you have multiple courses, you will see all the courses listed. So I have CIS 100 and Information Literacy. So if I click CIS 100, come on, I can start populating people in my list. So if I start typing M-E, come on, there we go, M-E, and it's going to pop up with all the people that have those 2 letters in their name. So I see my name. I'm going to go ahead and click Melissa Lenz. Okay. Yes, I know it's slowing it down. Okay, and then I'm going to put my subject, because every online correspondent should have a subject. So I'm going to go ahead and type class, and then I'm going to click down in the body of the message, and I'm going to type my message. Okay, and then I'm going to, you know, first you're going to have your or your greeting, excuse me. You can say hello, and then type my message, and then thank you, and then your name. Okay, and then you'll click send. You have a paper clip down here. It's the same concept as email. So if you want to add an attachment and send it here, you can. But we're going to go ahead and click send, and then that's going to go to your outbox. So if I take a look, here's my inbox. If I click this, I can say, here's my sent. Here's anything that's been archived or starred or submission comments, okay? I can also choose between courses. So if I click CIS 100, I don't have anything from anybody in our class yet. Those were all old messages from previous quarters that I haven't cleared out. So that's how you would use the Canvas messaging. If you want to reply to something, if you click on the message, then you've got these reply all, forward, or you also have this. You have the reply button over on the right-hand side. So if you were going to reply to it, you would click reply, it would come up in a composed message box, and then you can go ahead and type your message and send it. Okay? So there we go. We have now covered our GHC email. We've covered Canvas, and we've covered how to get your free copy of Microsoft Office. If there are any questions, please contact me, melissa.lenz@ghc.edu, or here on Canvas, or contact me on campus in my office or via phone. And I'll be happy to answer any questions. If I can't answer it, I'll find someone who can. And as always, thank you for joining me.